Hey, what's up, guys? We're going to do the Coastal Classic Tournament this week, and I'm playing Masters. Can't wait to see how that turns out. But anyway, I'm going to be showing you what I'm using for clubs and balls against these winds, and let's just get started. I'll see you on hole 1. Okay, so here we are on hole 1. It's going to be a 12-mile-an-hour crosswind. So going left for me is very dangerous. So what I've decided is to put my, if you have an Amazon and not a Nirvana 7 or 8, put the Amazon in and then put the Spitfire in if you have at least level 3. So the mistake I make here is I don't realize yet, until after I hit the ball, that I can go over these trees. I was worried about hitting the trees with my curl. So now I know I can just, I can do a power slice from almost the center of the fairway. Here I'm just trying to get as close to the right as possible without using curl. And it gets me close enough, but at the same time, if I had gone left and missed, which I've done a couple of times already, it's just not worth it. You know, the albatross opportunity is there on the left, but it's just not worth it to get the bird. So I'm going to go, you see how far the ball is going to go with a power 5, and I'm in the bunker and I can now reach. And as you can see, I brought the wrong club. That's why I'm telling you guys, bring your Spitfire. I thought I had it in the bag, but I did not. But it makes it, from this distance, it still makes it where I can reach, but I would have liked to have the Spitfire so I could do the bounce over with more topspin. Now if you're in this situation, don't try to get fancy and aim for the hole. Get on the green. You don't want to clip that rough right there. So I think took about 10-ish rings and then put full curl on it, and we'll at least get close. Alright, so you can get home from there. Alright guys, well now that you've seen hole 1, you know that this is going to be a tough tournament for me. And I know a couple of other people that they're struggling, but they're going to have it by the weekend. So here's my ode to RJ. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucy. With 400 children and a crop in the field. I've had some bad times, lived through some sad times. This time you hurt and won't heal. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucy. Okay, so here we are on hole 2, and I'm telling you I'm bringing the cat, just because if you see, I couldn't reach my middle island with the power 5 ball, so I'm switching back to the Kingmaker, and I've got the cat in just because it's a high enough level. It's got backspin. I don't suggest bringing the Sniper because it's a short club, and the Guardian would be fine as well, with that full backspin ability if you get far enough up, but you can still put a couple of topspin. But anyway, you have to hit the fairway first, and even though I moved it 11 rings, hit it perfect, put a little bit of right curl on it, I forgot to overpower the shot. So you see how short it is, and it's going to come right on over here. So don't worry guys, if you mess up going to the right, the second shot wind actually allows you to reach the green. So here we go, full topspin Nirvana. This is, again, if you don't have a high level Nirvana, I would just keep your Amazon in the bag, because with that full topspin, it'll make it very easy for you to reach the green. I'm just going to move about 7 rings back and curl it left. Don't go fancy and try to get it in the hole. I mean, it could happen, but basically you want to make sure that you get on the green or around the green and not go too far and not too short. My opponent, who did reach the fairway, by the way, ended up hitting the rough right there, because he tried to use too many rings with backspin. So anyway, that's how you get on hole 2. Let's keep moving. Oops, I forgot to do this for hole 2, just for Kimmy. Speaking of no-no-nos, hole 3. I wanted to bring the rocket and hit the bottom pad, but with that wind, I mean, I looked at it and I was like, well, I don't know. I just had fears of it going too far and flying off the back. So we switched over to the quarterback. If you see, that's full backspin and then left spin. That's very important. Full backspin, then left spin. You want to aim it right at the middle of the green on the right side, and then adjust it 1-to-1 plus 2. So I'm actually going about 14 rings here. And then I want you to put about 25% curl, which you see I didn't take quite enough curl. Just put it in the middle of that left circle, and that should get you enough curl to get on the green. I just missed it because, you know, it's my first time looking at it. So anyway, let's keep moving. I'm sorry, I should have said, let's keep hopping. Hey, this one's for Jeremiah Hill. Okay, so here we are at hole 4. I'm going to show you guys, this is the eagle opportunity in Masters. No, you can't do it with a power 5 ball going to the left with the tailwind. That would have been awesome. But, wait a minute, let's back up here. You see my top spin and my side spin? I'm going to tell you that you need to change that to 3 top spin, full left spin. And you'll see why. See, I've got 4 in a little bit, but it needs to be 3. We're going to aim at those 2 rocks right there, and then we're going to move it to where about 12 rings will get us in that same general area of aim, and then move it 20 rings to the right. But don't worry, I'll tell you where you end up. Alright, so that's our 12. Alright, so 10, 20, and now we're aiming at the big rock on the right. There's a little bitty rock right in front of that big rock, and that's still a good spot. And I didn't get quite all of my hooks, so that tells me I have a little bit more. Rolls nicely up to the green, but because I had too much topspin, I went a little too far. So 3 topspin, guys. Alright, so let's keep moving here. Yeah, see, this is another way to show you how to get to the green. Okay, so here we are at hole 5. Yes, it's a sniper hole, but you know what? You can do it with the Guardian. We're going to go 5 backspin, and we have a couple of lips right there next to the green. I would say the second one, which is a fairway, put it right there, and then you want to go 1-to-1 plus 2. Unfortunately, I only go plus 1, so that's 10. And that's 12 and a half, almost 13. And it needed to be 1 more. You know, 12 plus 2 is 14, and I only went 13. But the good news is I hit it great. And we roll up nicely to the hole. That one hopefully will go in at least once this week.
Portfolio sucks. Oasis sucks. They both suck.
Alright, so moving on to hole 6. I wanted to show you guys that it can be done with an extra mile 8 and a power 5 ball. But I do want to warn you that if you try the same thing with an APOC 5 and up, you want to make sure that you still take almost full overpower, but definitely not full overpower, because you can roll off the back. Trust me, I know. But by the same token, don't just take half overpower. Almost full overpower. And put a little bit of that left curl on there. And, you know, obviously I took about 7.5 rings for this one. Then didn't hit it perfect, but it still rolled over. And you can still make the green from there. But you can't make the green from the rough, so be careful. Here's my second shot. I did forget to say, bring the cat or the big dog. And you want to be careful. You don't want to go too fast over that green. So I'm going to take about 1.5 top spin because I'm short now. And be very careful also of overcompensating your rings because you could hit that rough on the left side. You do want the ball to hit at the top of the green, but you don't want it to be rolling very fast. And you also, again, you want to avoid that left side there of the rough. And here we go, here we go, here we go. Hit it great. It's a good thing I didn't overcompensate or I'd be in the rough right now. Rolls on nicely. Just misses. So, I'm happy with that. Let's keep moving. Speaking of happy, what's up, Michael Bolton?
Oh, when the sun beats down and rains the tar on the roof, and your shoes get so hot, you wish your tired feet were fireproof. On a blanket with my baby, where I'll be.
Alright, so here we are at hole 7. Again, I would love to take the rocket, but I do believe the wind is keeping you from doing that. We have a total headwind here, so I'm going to take the quarterback. I'm going to take some advice from the 19th hole. Take 2 backspin, full right. You see how I'm at min club? That's very helpful. Gives me a good aiming point. I'm going to put it right here, aiming left of the hole. And let's see what I do with the rings. We go 1 to 1 plus. I'm thinking, hang on. I'm thinking. Alright, so that's 13 rings. So that would be 1 to 1 plus 1.5-ish. And then you see my curl, it's not quite enough. But hey, I hit it great. And we just miss. So if you look at that wind, let's back up and just look at the curl I had. You need a little bit more curl than this, and well, I'd say maybe another. Let's see. Put your pinky up to the. Well, forget it. Just put the left side on the inside of that ring, and I think that's enough curl, assuming you hit it perfect. But you'll have to play with it to find the right one. So anyway, let's keep moving here. Okay, well, that was Jesse's version. Maybe that explained it a little bit better. Alright, on to hole 8. Guys, in Masters, you have headwind twice. So, you already know you need to bring your Cataclysm or Big Dog. And, there's nothing less than a Power 5 ball that can make this shot that I'm about to try to make. I mean, to reach the green. Not only trying to get in, but to reach the green, you need a Power 5 ball. So, here we go. Your first shot is not that important. Your driver doesn't really matter. The ball matters. I'm going to go 5 topspin. Put it right there into that little hole up there, my ball guide. And then, let's see, I think I move it about 12 rings. That's 10. That's 12. Alright, so I just want it to get close to the end there because every inch matters. Yeah, sorry, no music. Alright, so that's a nice shot. That means I can now reach the green. If you're not up there with a Power 5 ball, you're in trouble. You see how his Cataclysm? Still, with full overpower, all he can do is hit the sand. And yes, it's a very pretty ball, but it doesn't have enough power. Keep it coming. Let me fast forward here. He's just in trouble. Well, he's just going to go for it. Come on. I was trying to show your shot, but hurry up. Sorry, Jason. There you go. Perfect shot. He was in the same situation I was in earlier in the day. Had no idea what to do because there's just nothing you can do to get out of that sand. Alright, so because I learned, bring a Power 5 ball, now with 4 to 4.5 topspin, I can aim it at the hole, but as you can see, it's a very glitchy green. And people would tell you to take 10% extra, even though it's uphill. I'm just going to use max distance. So whatever my guide tells me is max. So in this case, it's like 8 or 9 rings. It doesn't feel comfortable doing that, but if you don't, you're not going to make it up the hill. Get the bounce. Like I said, the green is very glitchy. Don't take more than about 4 to 5 topspin or you'll roll too far. So, alright guys, I'll see you on the next hole. I don't know what to tell you about that one. That was just having fun. Okay, so here we are at hole 9. And, Kingmaker. And let's see what else we got going on. It's a tailwind! In Masters! Yay! So, this one's actually the easiest hole for me. We're going to take the, you could do it with an extra mile 8 and a Berserker. Same thing happens. Now, it is full overpower. So, let's watch. That was my opponent's shot. Let's go. Alright, we're going to take, I'm gonna take 7 topspin, but I think here I only took 4.5 to 5. But I think I'm settling on 7 topspin and full left spin. Don't forget your Spitfire. And moving it over about 10 rings from the center. And hitting it perfect with full curl. Comes over nicely. And from here, it's actually a better shot than with my 7 topspin because it makes my Guardian shot a little easier. I'm not taking the advice of my opponent, even though it's better advice. If you bring your B-52 and you can make it up close enough, you can bounce over like this. The problem I seem to keep having is that I'm between clubs. So that's why I'm going ahead and just going up to the green and backing it up to the hole. But this is definitely the Alba opportunity. We'll watch him real quick. Let's see how many rings he takes. 10, 12. So he takes about 12 rings. And if he had just taken 11.5 rings, look how close he gets. So if he had played that 1-to-1 rings, he might have rolled in. So keep that in mind for your shots, guys. That the elevation is always different no matter where you hit. And this is where I felt like, well, actually from this point I could have bounced over, but I just said, no, I just want to get it. Make sure I get on the green and stay on the green. So I'm just taking a backup Guardian shot. And I think I actually underplay the rings a little bit and hit it great to make sure I don't get in that sand. Yeah, so I only take 10 rings instead of 11.6 from mid-distance. But I do put some curl on it to keep me close. And I'm telling you now, that grate was on purpose, but I had too much distance. I'd like to say that I can get closer, but I don't see getting it in the hole that way, so that's why I showed you my opponent's shot, so you can get it home. Alright guys, that was the 9 holes. Hope to see you guys live this week sometime. Have a wonderful, wonderful time, and we'll see you soon.
What are you still doing here? Don't you have homes? Go away.
Time continues marching, it slowly crawls. With each new one starting, I recall. You came into my life just like another season. Not for long, just a time, just like another season. Maybe this time next year you'll reappear for no reason, but I'll cherish every day until you found my way this season. Each time of year carries memories.
Ha ha! Made you stick around. Catch you later.